You'd best behave, friend. You're in Beauclair's.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Witcher 3. Let's continue here. Okay, so the great news is that we're going to get to explore this beautiful, beautiful Chusong for this episode. Well, not really explore, but to do a quest here. And the not so great news related to what I just said, we're not going to be here for very long. So, all of these conversations and talking to the city folk, we're going to be doing some other time. By the way, the Grandmaster Witcher gear stuff is going to be like right around this corner. So I've decided to not actually look into that. I am kind of curious if the Grandmaster set has like a different set bonus from our Mastercrafted set. But that curiosity, we can quench that a little later when we actually get to doing everything we need to be doing here in Chusong. This time though, actually, let me just go into my quest log real quick, and we are going to just read up on the side quest that we're going to be doing, and just to see, what Dandelion has to say about this quest. So, it was a warm summer evening, or perhaps a cool yet sunny morning, and the weather and time are of no import. What matters is that that day Geralt received a letter from Yennefer, who informed him about a most unusually discovery she had recently made. I think that is another typo. It's supposed to be unusual discovery. She'd found mention of research conducted by Professor Moreau on Witcher mutations. It seemed this professor's workshop could be found in Chusong. Geralt, realizing the importance of this discovery, decided to find this laboratory. The first step would be to find the professor's journal, which according to Yen had been buried with him. Okay, so yeah, that's what we are going to do. Look into some of those Witcher mutations, and in order to find this guy's diary, first we need to find where he has been buried. So let's just look around here a little bit. This is like a cemetery of some sort. Let's see. Thomas Moreau, Professor. There you go. And there's some like elder speech scribbled on the bottom there.
Inscriptions in elder speech. Salvation lies not in Dolnevde, but in our hearts. Glory be to Eldarin.
So there you go. Proof that Geralt is in fact able to speak and understand elder speech. We don't know how fluently exactly. Maybe he's not like super fluent, but yeah, it's interesting that he didn't understand the incantation that Dandelion told him, I think 2 episodes ago. He didn't understand that at all. Possibly because that incantation was like some different dialect of elder speech. I don't know. But yeah, these drowners are actually kind of annoying me. We gotta take care of them just real quick. And oh, we actually have a hidden treasure here. Wow. Okay. And these are your Chusong variant of drowners. They look slightly different. They got like this big back fin of some sort, but they're actually just as easy as the drowners that we already know and not love. All right. So let's give this guy an Ard. I actually should be using Ard a lot more. The chill effect that it inflicts is actually quite useful. Alright, so that was pretty easy. Ooh, got plenty of brains here. And I am purposely not going to loot this place of interest because that's going to lead to another quest, and I don't really want to do that one right now. Rest assured though, we will be back to do them later. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Oh man, grave digging. This is not good. Don't do this, guys.
Damn. Professor's journal's long gone. Guess somebody else found out about it too. Should look around, see if I can find something else.
Looks like someone else has already been here before I was. Oh, there is Professor Moreau's skeleton.
Professor certainly can't do much to help me with my search.
No kidding, Geralt. Dude's dead. For who knows how long.
Footprints. Narrow and shallow. Somebody small, light. Woman, maybe? Wonder where they lead.
By the way, guys, you may have noticed this in the last episode and possibly in this one as well. But the volume of my voice, my commentary, is just ever so slightly lower than what it used to be. I'm not really sure why that happened. Like, I noticed this at the beginning of the last episode. That's why I kind of like made an edit to my video to try to fix it. But I don't really know. I didn't change any of my microphone settings. I'm still using the same old microphone I have been using for the past who knows how many episodes. So if it's persisting through this episode, I will see if I can fix it. I don't think it's really that terrible. Maybe during combat or during places where the music is really loud, my voice might get drowned out a little bit, but I don't think it's a huge deal. If it is, I will definitely try to fix it in the future.
Damn it, trail breaks off. Wonder if the grave robber learned more than I did. Won't learn anything else here. Map Yen sent me will have to do. Also, Epitaph mentioned both Eilerin and Dolnevde, Valley of the Nine.
So Eilerin is actually this heroic elf person, or just elf, who fought back against the humans during some kind of battle between the elves and the humans. I think that's who Eilerin is. I'm not really 100% sure. But maybe in this quest we will discover a little bit more about her. So let's go into this quest here, my inventory here, and just check this map that Yennefer sent us. Alright.
Site marked on the map's all wet now. Sans Retour flows through there. Must be where the Valley of the Nine once lay. Need to explore the location.
Okay, and from that, Geralt knows exactly where to go. He really is completely familiar with many different locations here on the continent. I don't think we know what the continent is called here in The Witcher. I'm not even 100% sure if we know like what the world is called. We just know that you have this small group of countries in the north called the Northern Realms. Everything south of the Pontar really at this point is Nilfgaard, although Nilfgaard is the capital of the Empire of Nilfgaard, so it's also known as like the city of the Golden Towers, I believe. Not because it was actually made of gold, but it's just the way they kind of crafted the cities, and you have the sunlight reflecting off the buildings or whatnot, and it looks like it's gold. Yeah, so City of the Golden Towers, and it's just this one big city in the southern part of the continent. I don't believe any like Witcher game or even a lot of the Witcher lore goes back to like what the events of what happened in the capital of Nilfgaard. That's just the place that apparently, I don't know, Amir came from, maybe. Don't really know much about that place. And Tusong right now, this place is kind of like in the middle of the continent. There is this river called the Yaruga that you may have heard of before in the game or in some other like the Witcher lore segments. The Yaruga River kind of like separates the northern part of the continent with the southern continent, and Tusong kind of sits just around where that river is. So I'm not really sure if there's any strategic reason why like Tusong is featured in this game. I don't know if strategic is the right word, but yeah, everything south of the Yaruga is definitely under Nilfgaard control, maybe with the exception of one or two regions that has autonomy at the moment, like this one place called Doblathana, though I don't really want to get into that right now. Okay, so we're gonna need to dive here. Ooh boy. Alright, and there are gonna be some drowners. Maybe I can just kill a couple of these. Come on, Ard, work! 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 Or just not. Okay, there. Wow. That took like 15 seconds to launch. I'm pressing the Ard hotkey, by the way. Okay, that worked. Yeah, the reason I just really hate these drowners underwater is because, yes, I do know that you can kill them with Ard, but, it takes so long. It's very non-responsive. Unless I'm just doing it wrong. Like, if I'm doing it wrong, just let me know, guys. Because, as for underwater combat, I'm just not down for it. Get it? Down for it? Oh, God. What am I saying? Alright, so let's just quickly save the game. I don't want to get killed by that drowner. And maybe I can kill it with an Ard. Oh, God. You see, the one time it was responsive. Okay, there we go. The one time it actually launched when I pressed the button, I miss. Like, seriously. Alright, got some florins here. Actually, there are a bunch of these treasure chests just littered all across this lake bed. If you excuse me, I am going to... Oh, look at that. That's a lot of money. I'm just going to go around and loot some of these. Optima Mater, like Glyph of Quinn, some Florins. This is great. And I gotta like keep my eye out on crafting materials that can provide quivers, because I am at a kind of a massive shortage of quivers, and it's actually been affecting what I can craft. So I don't know if I can find a couple of those materials underwater here. I have no idea. Okay. Oh, some more florins. And let's just check this one last place. There are a lot of these kind of just underwater in this lake. I don't want to spend forever just looting everything here. I mean, I could. It's not like you guys mind, right? Nah, of course you guys don't mind. But, you know, at a certain point, it just becomes a little tedious. So, oh, okay. Let's just loot that one more chest off in the distance. Is that a chest over here? Or just a patch of whatever? I think that's, yeah, I don't think that's anything. What is that called? That one herb that Geralt used to lure the griffin back in White Orchard. Buckthorn, yeah. Buckthorn grows aplenty underwater. And I believe those are a source of vermilion, which I don't think I really need right now. Okay, so there we just found a dye remover. And at some point during my playthrough, I may have mentioned that the Witcher sets in this game can be dyed. Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm talking about. Once we get the alchemy formulas for like dyes, we can actually just recolor our Witcher set. It doesn't really help that much, unfortunately. The Griffin armor will be kind of not so good looking, no matter what color you dye it, but it might help a little bit, depending on what color we decide to choose in the future. I'm thinking white. Okay, so we just enter a portal there. And you know how Geralt feels about portals.
Something in Moreau's tomb to activate the entry portal. Wonder what surprises this place has in store.
Okay, turn and face the strange. Quest updated. Okay, this place is super dark, so let's turn on the Witcher vision here and see what we can find. Yeah, that's kind of cliche. Spikes coming out of the ground.
Seems someone besides me might be ferreting around here. Someone slim. No way I can slink through there. Need to find a way around.
Yeah, Geralt is definitely not getting through that crack. He is a little too big for that. Alright, Tucson Guardsman's Boots. Okay, so this skips past the spikes, but I actually want to go back up there because I believe there is a chest that we can loot up there. Just past all the spikes. Actually, I'm going to give the game a save because I don't trust in my ability to not die on these. Look at that. Actually, I can probably just cast a Quinn and we'll just hop over. Yeah. Dimeridium and some other stuff. Oh god. Okay. Wasn't too bad. There is that one skeleton there that I want to loot. Casket. Huh. Wonder what that's used for. Alright, let's go. Oh god. Just casually land in some spikes. It's okay. The Quinn will save us. The Quinn has saved us. And over here we got some orichalcum ore. Oh, interesting. That might be useful for crafting future equipment. Alright. Okay, so over here we're gonna get ourselves into a quick fight. Yeah, it's a trap that someone set for us. Oh gosh, these things do a lot of damage. Okay, so they're called Guardians, and damn, they're strong. Okay, okay. I see what you're doing. Let's see. Hopefully this doesn't kill me. Oh god. Oh, that was so close. And I am bleeding with no health left. Where is my bandage? I don't think I can use this bandage and not die, so you know what? Let's just not bother. Let's go ahead and try to kill this last guy. Oh my god, there's like this motorcycle by my window. Okay, let's try to kill this guy with some bullets. Oh god. No! I didn't get hit there, by the way. That was the bleeding. Damn. Yeah, you know, these guys are just not nice. I'm gonna go in with a Quinn. And let's quickly put down the Yurden. This thing, I believe, did help us a little bit. Jeez. It's because their attacks are like really unpredictable. They're easy enough to guard, but they're very hard to guard and counter. If you can't guard and counter, then guarding is kind of pointless, to be honest. Oh god, okay. Yeah. You know what? No more Mr. Nice Witcher. It's time to really concentrate and get this fight out of the way. Are they affected by any other signs, I wonder? I don't think Igni will do it. They're kind of made of stone. Maybe... I don't know, Axie does nothing. We already tried. Ard. I don't know if Ard does something. Let's see. Nope, definitely nothing. Okay. It's gotta be defensive. Okay. Great. Got an injury. I think that's an arm injury. Come on. Okay. Now that one of them is dead, the other one should be significantly easier. Come on, man. There we go. Wow. That was way harder than it needed to be. At least we'll get some loot out of it. So how does a statue turn into a pile of guts? Well, it's not my place to question Witcher logic. Alright, hop umbros and a skull. Huh. Gotta be careful of my inventory weight here. I cannot call Roach in this dungeon, so gotta be mindful of what I loot. Check my inventory real quick. Okay, well, we still got 13 left. Not great, but it should get us through. Depending on how much that weighed. Oh god, that weighed 12. Okay, I take back everything I said. I am totally not going to have enough carry weight. Yes, forget this thing. Screw it. It's worth a little bit of money, but unfortunately, I simply don't have enough carry weight for it. Okay. Let's hop over here. Let's see. Unrefined copper ore. You know what? No thanks. I don't even know what that's used for. And over here, dimeridium ore, though, I will gladly take. Okay, so let's come down here, and actually, what is down in this direction? And why is there like a dead body here? Oh, look at that. And this way leads to some silver. Okay, I can pick up that. Silver dust. Oh god! Yeah, okay. I'm relatively certain that we're not supposed to ever come to this place because fall damage should have killed us in this situation. But it seems like... yeah, I do have fall damage turned off. Yeah, look at that. I'm like clipping through everything. I don't think we can get up there, so I'm gonna need to load my game. I will be right back. Okay, let's just continue from here. What are these things growing on the walls? Nostrix. I'm actually not sure. What does Nostrix give? Hydrogenum. Okay. Don't think I will need that. Alright, so this place, I just gotta be careful not to fall down. Loot those silvers, and I can examine this thing.
Blood-soaked. Grave robber was wounded while attempting the climb. Needed to bandage up. Managed to avoid the panthers at least.
Yeah, those panthers were not very nice. Okay, let's go this way. Professor Moreau's diary. Oh, there it is. Whoever stole this diary just kind of left it here. Alright, since certain suspicious individuals have begun hanging around outside my laboratory, I have been forced to implement additional security measures. I suspect they are but common criminals looking for something shiny to steal and have no real interest in my research. But better safe than sorry. Illegible fragment. Furthermore, on the advice of an engineer acquaintance of mine, I have decided to secure the premises with a simple mechanical apparatus. In one of the rooms along the route to the laboratory, I have installed a mechanism for locking and unlocking the doors, which is operated by pressing 4 protruding stones placed high up on the walls. I can bypass this lock with ease by using a simple spell, but a common thief will be faced with a double challenge. First, he must notice these stones and puzzle out their purpose. Then, he must find a way to press them. Okay, well, made things easy for me. I can actually just sit down here and craft something, and the game is nice enough to give me a crossbow right here. Alright, so stones, and pressing them. Not these stones, though. Oh god.
Crap. Didn't I just do this?
Hey, I remember you. You used to have a buddy. What happened to him? Oh, man. Oh, nice. That snare. This is why Yerden is such a good sign. Okay, great. Let's see here. So, these little stones...
Whoever was here must have scaled that wall, evaded the panthers.
Conveniently. So I had to face them. And over here we have a block passage. Okay. Which means we're gonna have to go this way, and look at this. This guy knew what he was doing.
Not bad. Wouldn't mind having something like that myself.
Honestly, Geralt, I agree. You need something like a grapple hook to make your adventuring so much easier. But honestly, like, swinging from place to place is the last thing I can see Geralt doing. You know, in some games where you can just kind of like... Batman games, for example. I don't play a lot of superhero games, but I have played a couple of Batman games, like a way long time ago, back when I was still in school. And yes, that was a very long time ago. Where you can kind of... Batman can't fly, right? So, but he can swing from place to place with his grapple hook. And kind of like Spider-Man, actually, except... his hook, he can kind of like reel himself in. I don't think Spider-Man can do that. I'm not like familiar with these Marvel heroes or whatever, but in Uncharted 4, Nathan Drake had this thing where he can just like swing from place to place. It makes no sense, but it's a thing, right? Even in Tomb Raider games, Lara Croft can swing from place to place with her little extendable climbing axe. I don't know what it was. But honestly, I can't ever see Geralt doing that. That's just ridiculous.
Course. Locked. Notes I found mention 4 protruding stones. Gotta press them somehow. Crossbow, maybe? Could try to hit them.
You got it. Crossbow it is. So even if you guys played Final Fantasy 15, in one of the DLCs for that game, one of the characters called Ignis, he had a freaking grapple hook where you can kind of just swing from place to place. Oh, much less swinging than just getting up on top of places. But still, that's something I could have never seen him doing. But that character, okay. But Geralt, no. Not even close. Alright, so we gotta shoot these things with a crossbow here. So let's do it. Here's one. There's number 2. Okay, reload the crossbow. 3. Ah, it's unlocking these like lock mechanisms on the door. And number 4 is over there. Nice marksmanship.
Did it.
Okay, awesome.
Interesting as places go. Seems someone put a lot of thought into its design. Should look around.
It's a shame that this place is so dark. It makes sense why it would be realistically, but it's a little dark to my liking. And oh my goodness, we gotta...
Intruder! You are not welcome here.
We got a gargoyle. Alright, let's switch up to my silver bolts here. I learned this very handy trick of how to switch around my boats during combat. And let's see, should I drink a potion? Gargoyle. What should I do against Gargoyle? Let's just drink a cat potion.
Yeah, figured as much.
This guy may be a little troublesome. And actually, I'm very curious to know if my wolf talisman will work inside the cave. Oh my god, it works. That is so overpowered. Wow, that's unbelievable. The wolf talisman works even when I'm in a cave like this, where you know there was no way that this wolf is getting in. But Lydia finds her ways. Alright, you. Hey, don't hurt her. Ah, don't hurt me too.
Come on.
Okay. This guy's attacks are kind of hard to dodge. And Stomp has a really big area of effect, so I gotta be careful. Okay, doing pretty well though. Let's lay down another Yrden. Okay. Seems like my wolf has this gargoyle distracted pretty well. Okay, nice. Come on, kill it. Yes! Good job, Lydia. Okay. Gargoyle Claw. Interesting. And some nickel ore. Is that a quest item? It seems like it. Gargoyle Claw. It had this, like, quest item icon on it. What the heck was that? Why? Oh, there it is. Oh, Gargoyle Paw. Okay. Doesn't say does anything. I don't even remember this item being a thing, so I don't know. Maybe we will find out in the future. And oh, really?
Great. Portals. This just keeps getting better.
You know, I completely forgot that was a thing. That you had to kill the gargoyle and put the paw on top of this thing. Huh. Interesting. Alright, so these portals. I already know the puzzle. Like, there are a lot of these portals, but only one of them will lead to the correct next portal. And that one would be the one that this statue is facing towards. So you see this statue is kind of facing this way, which means we gotta go through this portal. And that should lead us to the next area. Going through any of the other two portals will just lead you to a wrong area. And now we can kind of look at where the statue is facing again.
Right. Now to find the next portal.
It's facing this way, which means it could either be this one or the one up there. It is kind of a trial and error thing, but I already know that it is the one up here. Which means, let's go. Man, this must be Geralt's worst nightmare. With how many portals there are in the area.
Alright, now to find the next portal.
He does not sound very enthusiastic about this. Okay, so our statue buddy is facing that way. Let's see. Which means it could either be this one down here. Which I think I'll have to... What? Oh, okay. That one's blocked off. Oh, God. Which one was it? Oh, no, it's not that one. It's this one up here. Let's just turn on the Witcher vision. Kind of hard to see in here. The problem is these portals are so bright. Okay. I think it's this one. I'm not really sure, though. Unfortunately. Well, let's find out. Well, what do you know?
Must be where Moreau had his lab.
I was right. Okay, so let's explore this area a little bit here. We got a megascope in this corner.
Need to pick an entry.
So we have the first and third ones. You know what?
Crystal for this entry's missing. Might be somewhere. Should look around.
I'll come back to this later. Oh God, it's not letting me exit, really? Alright, let's just go for the first one.
The 18th of Yule, year 1102. Today I begin my great life's endeavor, one greater and more significant than any I have thus far undertaken, for it relates to me personally, to myself and my son. When 15 years passed, a beast of the forest assaulted me. A witcher came to my aid, saved my life. I could not know that for said salvation, I would in the end pay by relinquishing any say as to my own son's fate. Had I the skill to turn back time, I would have done so, and perished rather than surrender to the Witchers my only son. But as it was, on the day when Jerome was taken, I swore an oath on my honor that I would recover my son. Today, following years of research and preparation, I have at last devised a device that allows me to study mutations. If the gods in their goodness grant me but a bit of favor, I shall find a way to reverse said mutations and restore Jerome to a normal life.
So, Professor wasn't out to enhance Witcher mutations, wanted to reverse them. Wonder if he managed, and if there's anything in it for me.
Well, I wonder why it's not letting me, like, quit out of this. I remember there was an option. Well, let's just keep going then. Third entry.
Observation number 30. The mutations do not set in at once. Curiously, they do not develop over a span of time. Rather, for a mutation to progress towards completion, the appropriate mutagen must be applied continuously. The subject does not bear this well, but I found a way to make the mutations less taxing, invasive. To the mutagen base, I add the albumin of a mutated giant centipede egg. Stored in a glass terrarium, the eggs do not develop, remain small. The eggs themselves are a sight to behold. Mutated, they are luminescent, emitting a wondrous glow. I can only hope my addition of the albumin will produce no significant side effects. Time will tell.
Giant centipede eggs. Sounds appetizing.
Crystal for this entry's missing. Might be somewhere. Should look around.
Okay, and in the meantime, let's look at the fifth entry.
Years of experiments, research, sacrifice, all for naught. I have failed to achieve my defined objective. Each mutation I applied to my subjects proved ineffective when applied to Jerome. What I meant to cure him of his witcherism, that which I meant to restore to him a normal life, only deepened his mutations, further augmented his speed and strength, rendered him yet more inhuman. It seems my son must remain a witcher forever. I have failed. The time has come to abandon this place. Return home to Lydia. She may yet deign to take me back. The contraption and mutagens I leave here. Let them wither and crumble, as did my dreams of regaining my son.
Man, that is depressing.
So the professor wanted to reverse the mutation's effects. Ended up deepening them. Stroke of luck for me. Could profit from his failure.
Absolutely. So he says that he was going to return home to Lydia, which is interesting because I have not ever heard of a country or region called Lydia before. I know one called Rivia. It's kind of like right next to Rivia, where Geralt got knighted. I don't believe Geralt is actually from Rivia originally. I don't actually know where he's from, but that's where he got the title, Sir Geralt of Rivia. So yeah, that's that place, but I don't think that's the same place as Lydia, whatever that is. That's the name of my wolf, but Don't know about any region. Alright, let's summarize.
So, Professor tried to neutralize the effects of Witcher mutations. Only managed to enhance them, though. Used the albumins of giant centipede eggs as his mutagen base. Need to go on an egg hunt.
Yes, indeed. The Easter Bunny will be here early this year. Or late, depending on when you're watching this. Or maybe you're watching this on Easter. Alright, so let's take a look around here.
Moreau must have kept his son in here. Grim.
Oh, man. Poor Jerome. I don't see what the problem is with being a Witcher. Like, you get to live for a very long time. You're immune to almost all illnesses. You are, like, way... you have way better instincts in combat. You're stronger, faster. What's the problem? So you have cat eyes, and, you know, people call you mutant. So what? Just ignore those people. Alright, so there's a place we can enter from there. Let's see what else we have. And this is a place where we can leave, I believe. Okay. So, I really want to find those two other crystals to watch the other two entries. I think one of them is right here. Ah, there it is. Megascope Crystal and a greater green mutagen. Great. And where is that other one? Let's see. Oh, we can take a look at this.
Guessing this man didn't come here willingly.
Experimentation on human beings. How cliche. Alright, the so-called giant centipedes or my only comfort in exile. Let's just read this right now because it is kind of relevant to what we're doing. Dearly have I paid for my wrongs, being exiled from the beautiful deserts and steppes of Ophir to this hideous green country, where all the scents and flavors are so intense they make me sick, fills my heart with sorrow and regret. My only comfort seems to be a small colony of scolopendros, or more scientifically speaking, scolopendromorphs, here referred to as giant centipedes, living in the vicinity of my hut. These wonderful creatures, the sight of which reminds me of home, have most likely chosen this area to settle in because of the presence of shale Mars, whose droppings constitute the food of smaller animals, which in turn are consumed by scolopendros. Sometimes I sneak up on them when they are feeding and admire their hooked limbs, mandibles so sturdy they seem made of iron, and chitinous thoraces shiny enough to let one to gaze upon one's reflection. Alright, so this guy has some problems, seriously. Who loves giant centipedes?
Intriguing as machinery goes, but how do I start it up?
We're gonna need those giant centipede eggs, Geralt. Alright, and here we have a lesser mutagen transmuter blue to green. Okay, so this will allow us to turn exactly what the rest the formula says there. Blue mutagens to green ones. Only the lesser variety though.
Mom's awake and she's not...
Oh god. Okay, and here we have our first giant centipede fight. Oh man. These guys are actually not that difficult if you know exactly what to do. And that is to trap them with Yrden. These guys are incredibly weak against Yrden. At least in the vanilla Witcher 3. I'm not really sure in the enhanced edition though. Yeah, there we go. It's the same thing. Once you hit them with the Yrden, they kind of just like stuck there. And you can just kill them like that. There's another one. Oh. So I'm going to wait for it to kind of just come up from here and let the Yrden do its work. Oh, shoot, that didn't hit. Alright. It's called Pale Widow. Ooh. Interesting name.
Sorry. Need your eggs.
Give me those eggs. We got some scales. Giant centipede discharge. Oh my goodness, Geralt, what are you gonna do with that? Mandible Pale Widow mutagen, and some other stuff. Wow. They drop a lot of stuff. Monster brain sample. Okay, let's see where we can get some eggs. Probably need to go a little deeper. That's what she said. Har har har. Okay, so get rid of this one. Yrden will do the trick. Oh my god. These guys do a lot of damage. Alright. But, as I said, relatively easy to take down. Okay. Oh, shoot. Overweight. Okay. Let's take a look at what this Pale Widow mutagen does. Oh, God. Plus 6.8 toxicity. Really? That is terrible. I'm sorry. That is just... yeah, that's not good. What should I drop? Let's see. What's weighing me down here? These diamond iridium ores are pretty heavy. These drowner brains are pretty heavy. But I really do want to keep everything here. Oh, this casket can go. That can definitely go. And so can this rusty hammerhead. I don't really care about that. Let's keep everything else there. This pair of gloves I don't care about. And let's just get rid of that sword too. Okay, gonna need to do some inventory management soon. And there we go. We got something. I don't think that was the eggs though. Was that the eggs? It could have been, I don't know. It kind of looked like a syringe. Let me just take a look at what that was. Oh, it says right there. Mutated giant centipede albumin. Why is it in a syringe? Alright. That's fine. And we're still missing one of those megascope crystals. Where the heck was that last one? Ah, of course. Right in front of me this whole time. Okay, so before we get into that, let's just look at these two remaining megascope crystals.
Just need to pick an entry.
Okay, so second entry. Skip that part.
Observation 22. Despite applying a surfeit of toxic substances, significantly more than usual, the subject displayed no symptoms of overdosing. I believe this to be an effect of the mutations. Thus, a minor success. This mutation should allow Jerome better to tolerate toxicity.
Yep, that only makes him more Witcher-like. And fourth entry.
Observation 58. Sometimes failure is the catalyst for success. I've discovered a method by which one type of mutagen may be transmuted into another through the addition of certain ingredients. This is a great day for science. In addition, I observed that today's dose of mutagens brought the subject to the brink of death. He then suddenly awoke, revived, his strength renewed. Not wholly, of course, but he did in a sense come back from the edge of death. Whether this is attributable to his mutations or to pure coincidence cannot be ascertained. I must conduct further experiments.
All in the name of science, which Geralt will now utilize. Perfect. Alright.
Seen enough.
So, now that we have these eggs, we can probably insert it into somewhere. Let's see. Oh, this thing.
Quite the library. Mostly tomes on mutations and genetics.
Okay, Witcher Mutations, an introduction to research. Alright. Before embarking on any consideration of the mutations undergone by Witchers, let alone researching them, one should be aware of the specific physiology and biochemistry of these individuals. The transformations they experience during the trial of the grasses, which are widely considered to be irreversible, cause Witchers to become infertile, which significantly increasing their physical strength and sharpening their senses. The processes also deprive Witchers of emotion and human reflexes. Although information about the trial of the grasses and other transformations to which young adepts of the Witcher craft are subjected is strictly protected by Master Witchers and Witcher sorcerers, Ludovic Celestine of Banard claims the albumin of grey scolopendromorphs, the strain of giant centipede more commonly known as Pale Widows, constituted the basis of Witcher mutagens. However, all research confirming this theory has been lost. I read everywhere, and it's confirmed by lore that when Witchers undergo their mutation, they kind of become emotionless. It might be kind of true for Geralt, but come on, when you look at Vesemir and Lambert, and maybe even Eskel, like there's three Witcher friends that we have, they seem to have all their emotions intact, honestly. It's just Geralt that's really, like, a little cold at times, but not even that. He is still... well, he does still have a relatively good sense of humor, even after all the mutations he's gone through. Okay, so we can insert this albumin into this thing, and let's just step inside, take a look.
No point going machine wearing full gear. And how do I start to drop my armor, leave my weapons?
Alright. Do I have to do that manually?
No point going in wearing full gear. Gotta drop my armor, leave my weapons.
Alright. Fine. It's time to undress. Take off all his armor, take off his weapons, obviously become overweight in the process. And let's go into this chamber.
Professor's mutagens might work on me as they did on his son. Well, time to find out.
Really cool. I mean, he's risking a lot by climbing in there. I mean, who knows what's going to happen. He's kind of really relying on his kind of Witcher immunities to certain toxins to survive this, but as you can see by the veins on his face, clearly there was some toxins in there. Alright, so mutations. Unlock the mutation system, and yeah, to learn more, open the character panel. Very good. Okay, so first things first, let's get all our gear back on. And okay, sure. Teaching me about dyes, that's fine. And let's put on our swords and our crossbow. Don't forget about that. I believe I was using, it doesn't really matter what bolt I had equipped. I can always equip different ones in combat, but let's equip these explosive ones. Okay, let's go into characters now. And press triangle to open the mutations panel. Very good. And it's going to teach me about mutations, but I believe I already know how they work, so that's fine. Oh man, okay, that's one hell of a tutorial. Okay, so how this works is we are going to need to research different mutations to reach like the ones on the outer edges, and in order to learn certain mutations, we're going to need to give up skill points. Is that still the case? Yes, we need to give up 2 ability points right there. So in this case, oh okay, so it says right there requires 1 defense and 1 battle trance, which we actually have right now, and on top of that we need to use some greater mutagens in order to learn these mutations. Okay, so the system hasn't really changed. It's just that general skill points has been replaced by kind of specific combat skill points. Okay, cool. Let's go over a couple of these, shall we? I think some of these might be interesting. We got Toxic Blood. Each time you're injured in melee combat, the attacking opponent receives damage in the amount of 0.5% of your current vitality for every percentage of toxicity. Currently, we have 814 up to a maximum of 3,000. Whoa. It can do up to 3,000 damage whenever I'm injured in combat? 0.5% of your current vitality for every percentage of toxicity. 5% of your current vitality. Oh, okay, I get it. So the more you are hurt, the less effective this will be. But the more toxicity you have, the more effective it will be. Huh. You know, that sounds interesting. That actually sounds not bad. It's very similar to the vanilla version, except in vanilla version, it was kind of pointless. Alright, so Deadly Counter. Sword attacks deal 10% more damage to opponents with unparryable attacks. In all other cases, if the attacker's vitality is less than 30%, a counterattack immediately triggers a finisher. Alright. So, yes, this is, I believe, if not identical to vanilla, then it's very similar. Maybe some of the numbers have been tweaked. Yeah, so you do more damage if their attacks cannot be parried. But if their attacks can be parried, you kill them if their health is less than 30% with a counterattack. Okay, cool. And this one, Magic Sensibilities. Signs can deal critical hits. Their critical hit chance and damage increase with sign intensity. Currently 31% chance to deal an additional 53% damage. Opponents killed by critical hits from signs explode. Okay, probably doing damage to like things in the surrounding. Okay. And it requires 1 of every sign except for Axie. Wow. Let's go over all of these, shall we? I mean, why not? I'm really curious as to like which ones I want to start investing into. Because for sure, we're going to want to do this because these are all passive abilities that just gives us bonus perks in combat. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be working on some of these. Alright, Euphoria, the infamous Euphoria that was in Vanilla Witcher 3 that was like super powerful. Let's see what this mod did. Sign intensity and damage dealt scales exponentially with your toxicity level up to a maximum of 50%. Okay, so it was drastically nerfed from Vanilla. I don't believe in Vanilla there was a limit to how much you can gain. So it's kind of just like the higher your toxicity that goes, the more damage and more sign intensity you get. And it can go up to like the 200-300%. It's ridiculous. But here we got a limit of 50%, which is still pretty good. It's definitely not insignificant. So yeah, I can't really underestimate this one, especially with these new kind of toxicity mechanics where toxicity doesn't clear super fast. This one could be really good. Okay, we got Mutated Skin. Gains 75% damage reduction for 1.5 seconds against any consequent hits when damage is taken. Against any consequent hits. So that means when I get hit, the next hit I take within 1.5 seconds deals 75% less damage. Huh, that's really decent. I mean, yeah, I prefer something more offensive, but I suppose if I wanted to go the defensive route, this would be the way to go. Alright, we got Cat Eyes. Crossbow damage is increased from 330 to 420, and crossbow critical hit chances increased by 20%. Crossbow bolts pierce and stun or knock opponents down. So we do around like 40% more damage. Actually, more like 30% more damage with crossbows. High critical hit chance, pierce and stun, or knock opponents down. Okay, so crossbow bolts can like cause various CCs. Okay, that's interesting. Metamorphosis. Applying critical effects to opponents activates a random decoction for 30 seconds with no toxicity cost. Oh wow. Is this like Vanilla Witcher 3? I think it is. Yeah, it's very similar. Although I think in Vanilla it was way longer than 30 seconds. It's like 2 minutes or something. The maximum number of decoctions that can be activated is 2. Effective as a 15-second cooldown. This is really good. Considering like how good some decoctions are, this could be fantastic. So it's so far it's probably the best one so far. I mean, decoctions have very powerful abilities, as we've already seen, like the relict one and the vampire one. They both do really cool things. So this one, critical effects is very simple, like just applying a Yrden effect on them, for example. Just using Yrden and someone steps into your circle, that's considered a critical effect, at least in Vanilla Witcher 3. Like a critical hit is one. If you're chilling them with your Ard, that could be one. Applying bleeding with a strong attack, that could be one. Unless these mechanics have changed, these critical effects should be like very easy to do. So that's basically just 2 free decoctions in combat, which is really good. Okay, we got Bloodbath. Each blow dealt in melee combat increases attack power by 2% to a maximum of 50% until combat ends. The bonus is lost if you take damage. Okay, so this is very similar to Vanilla Witcher 3's, well, first of all, it's similar to Vanilla Witcher 3's Bloodbath, so this ability, but it's also similar to the old, which decoction was it? I think it was either Wyvern or Griffin or I don't know, Succubus decoction, one of those. It had a very similar effect. Adrenaline Rush. If you have more adrenaline when rending an opponent than their remaining health percentage. That's really awkward, like word placing there. Consume all of it and slay them instantly. Lesser effect on large enemies. Wow. I see. When rending an opponent. Okay, so I think what it means is using the alternative strong attack called Rend. So if you do that when you have more adrenaline than their health percentage, you just kill them. I'm not really sure what it means by lesser effects on large enemies. Maybe their health percentage needs to be even lower. So let's say I had like 50% adrenaline which is relatively easy to achieve, to be honest. Then using a rend on an enemy with less than 50% health will just kill it. Quite specific, but I like it. Second Life. When vitality reaches 0, you become temporarily invulnerable and regenerate 100% vitality, and has a 300-second cooldown. Alright, so that's classic Second Life. While I think that's very powerful, I don't really love the concept of this. I think when you die, you're dead. You know, you shouldn't have a second chance. Magic Harmony. Casting a sign strengthens your next cast of a different sign by 50%, following a cycle of Yurden Art Axiquant Igni. Whoa, this is so cool. It cycles? So if I remember this pattern, I can get 50% more sign intensity if I just simply follow that pattern. Wow. That's actually really cool. Magic Harmony. And last we got Magic... Wait, what's this one called? What? This one doesn't... Oh, no, there it is. Well of Energy. Okay, it's at the bottom. Alright, missing Vigor points no longer apply any penalties, and the regeneration delay after losing Vigor is removed. Okay, so in Enhanced Edition mechanics, what happens is the less Vigor you have, so the more signs you cast, the less attack power you will have, and the less... if you have that perk, this one general skill, I don't remember what it's called, then you also have less critical hit chance. But not only that, it also, I believe, impedes on your stamina and health regen in combat, so the less Vigor you have. Which means that if you don't cast signs in combat, you have better regeneration rates. So this mutation is supposed to like remove those regeneration rate limits when you have like less Vigor. And you also, the regeneration delay, I believe I have set to maybe 2 seconds, or maybe 2.5 seconds, something like that. So every time you take a hit, it takes 2.5 seconds for Vigor to start regenning again. But with this perk, it kind of just removes that delay. Well, it takes away some of the negative effects of not having enough Vigor. But honestly, I don't even really notice those negative effects. And we have some like other mutations over here that are way more interesting. Namely, Metamorphosis, which is, I believe, okay, right now it's kind of between Metamorphosis and Magic Harmony. I just love the idea of just alternating my signs to get more sign intensity out of them. That's so cool. Magic Harmony is obviously way easier to get. All I need to do is get this Magic Sensibilities, and then I can just get this if I have enough skill points in my signs. Whereas this Metamorphosis is going to require, let's see, Cat Eyes, which requires Bloodbath and Euphoria, which means we have to get the entire right side of the mutation tree. You know, that's going to take us a very long time. But still, I think that's worth investing into, because 2 decoctions is pretty significant in combat. I think it'll be interesting to see like various decoction effects, to try them out without having to actually consume decoctions, because as you know, crafting those things are not cheap. It's not cheap. It's very, very expensive. So okay, so now that we have read all of those, we're gonna go into the red path and the green path. I think we're gonna start with the green path. I kind of like the idea of kind of reflecting damage, because it's a maximum of 3,000. That's crazy amount of damage. Right now, my attacks do only around 1,000 damage. So if I can reflect 3,000, I mean, obviously I won't. Right? It's based on my health and my toxicity level, but still, that's really cool. Which means we need 1 mutation and 1 Trial of the Grasses skill point. Oh god, the Trial of the Grass. I mean, the mutation skill point is going to be hard to get. For one, we don't really like drink mutagen decoctions, which is one of the main ways to get this progression into this tree. Another way is to read books that give us information on different monsters, so that can do it. But honestly, I don't really know any other great ways, so this one might take a little long to get. Trial of the Grasses, I mean, I just have to drink more potions, that's fine. We're already at 59% progression on this one though, so it might not be too bad. Let me see though. Is there something I can get immediately? Oh right, I can actually get Deadly Counter immediately, because I do have the skill points for them. You know what, let's just unlock this one right now, so that we have something to work with. and then we'll work on the toxic blood, because we're gonna need to unlock all of these eventually anyway. So, man, that was a lot of talking. I hope you guys haven't gotten bored, and if you have, well, you're probably not even watching this anymore. So, 1 defense, 1 battle trance, we have that. We just need 2 greater red mutagens. Alright. Let's get out of this place first, and then we might craft us a couple of those mutagens. If I remember correctly, the exit should be... Where was it? Over here. Yes.
A power cell for portals. Feels dead. Maybe a sign will revive it.
Alright, so I believe Ard should do the trick. There we go. And actually, there's this thing here. What is this? Oh, look at that. Greater blue mutagen. I got a green one and a blue one. I didn't get a red one, the one that I need.
Preserved organs. Hope their donors weren't forced to give them up.
Well, I would like to think optimistically as well, Geralt, but they were probably forced to give them up. Okay, there we go, and that brings us back into the lake, and there's that quest complete. Awesome. And look at that, it's the middle of the night. Cool. Check out the night sky, it's so cool. What is this? The Witcher, Geralt of Rivia, is requested to rendezvous with our courier at Ludovic Square so that he may be given a very important letter. The matter is urgent. What? We did that already, right? So we could have gotten that from somewhere else, but I already knew to visit the kid at the square, so I'm pretty sure that's what that was referring to. Okay. So we got some drowners over there, but they probably won't bother us. Let's go ahead and just put down a campfire, and we'll craft us a couple of mutagens. Alright. Ooh, check this out. This is this is so immersive. Wow. I love the lighting that the campfire gives out. Oh, so cool. Okay, so crafting alchemy, and we need greater red mutagen. Do we even have the recipe for it? I hope I do. I do, yes, good. I will need... Oh, look at that. I have plenty of materials to craft this thing. Necro mutagen will do, and alkahest. Alright, so I need 2 of them. Curious, does doing that give us mutation progression? Wait, I have to exit out of the menu. Okay, there we go. Crafted. Let's take a look. 83%. Yes, good. Crafting mutagens does give us mutation advancement, which is great because I honestly don't craft a lot of decoctions. It's kind of hard to find a time to use them, so I might have to force myself to do that. Anyways, let's go ahead and just unlock this one right here. Deadly counter. And we can probably just activate it as well. Yeah, there we go. 10% more damage to opponents with unparryable attacks, and if their health is less than 30%, counterattacking will kill them immediately. Very nice. And it doesn't look like there's any requirements anymore to using certain mutagens and using certain skills. Excuse me. In Vanilla Witcher 3, if you choose to use kind of like a red ability, then the only skills you are allowed to use are red skills. So I believe that restriction has been removed, which is good. I don't like having restrictions on my skills, on my character builds, if you will. Okay. Nice. Okay. I believe that's everything we really needed to do here in Chusong. I mean, as I said before, one of the other things I was considering doing was the Grandmaster gear, but I think we're just going to skip on that, even though it's really tempting. You know what? I haven't really decided if I wanted to skip it just yet. I may just, take up another episode here in Chusong and just do it, because I'm very curious as to how the Grandmaster gear has changed, going from vanilla to this mod. So yeah, I'll decide that off screen, and next time we come back, we may or may not just go for one of the sets. But that's the end of this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.